Luca Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. I can't hear anything in my headphones.
Sorry, I didn't realize we were starting the show. I'm
Yeah.
just getting ready now.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been here for 2 hours. I could have done this earlier. I'm just moving my laptop.
Sorry, what are you
sitting
saying? I
down.
can't hear anything. My headphones are broken.
You can still hear me.
didn't
I'm right next to you.
Yeah, Mike, didn't we discuss that my headphones weren't working about 40 minutes ago? What's
we
happening?
What troubleshooting have you done for Lewis in that time?
Are yours working, Luke?
Yeah, they're mine.
Well,
fine.
mine are working too, so I blame Lewis, to be honest.
Maybe
There's
you need to
nothing-
go back to the ear doctor, mate.
Well,
Clear ears. Get your
maybe.
ears cleaned out.
Do you want to go to the other studio and get another pair and we'll wait for you?
Nah, man, I'm pretty good anyway.
Alright,
I can't
that's
really
cool.
move. I'm wearing your jacket. It doesn't fit me. And
I was
can't,
wondering why you were putting on
Why are
Mike's
you
jacket.
wearing my jacket?
I can't believe it took you 20 minutes to realize that I've been wearing a jacket. Where'd you get it from, man? It's pretty cool. Cotton On?
I believe it's the
Yes.
Cotton On 2017 winter season.
This is 2018. The one I wore yesterday was
Oh, so the black
2017.
one with the fluff at the
Yeah,
back.
that's 2017.
All right. Well,
Lewis.
maybe just stick to wearing that because I'm going to keep this, I reckon.
Be honest.
Yeah? Yes,
Is
it was
this-
funny.
Good. Let's go to a song.
Luca Lewis.
Lewis.
Yes?
I've got something to bring up with the team.
Yep.
Sunday night after the show, we all went out to Reese Maston's concert. It was a great night.
It was the best
I
night.
would say we all had fun. It was a good night, you could say.
Whoa.
Exactly. We all had fun. It was a bit of a team bonding experience.
Yep.
And I almost thought of not bringing this up today. I didn't
Mhm.
want to put a dampener on what was a great night and a really memorable one. I didn't want it to be remembered for this. But I think it was halfway through his cover of Led Zeppelin, and he did Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. He kind of
Yep.
did a mix-up of
Yeah.
Led
It
Zeppelin
was
song.
like a rock version of
Yeah.
Staying Alive.
Halfway through that
Exhilarating.
song,
Mhm.
someone cut one on the dance floor. And I think, do we all remember it?
No?
Mike definitely does, because I think Mike and I
Yeah.
pointed fingers at you, Lewis.
Guys. Hey. Guys. Okay. I understand that I'm suspect number one. However,
Because you didn't
this,
even...
no, but the smell may not have reached me due to my altitude.
That's true. You are quite tall.
So I would like to accuse Todd, Tripod Todd, our camera guy, of cutting one on the dance
Because
floor.
Todd was there.
I was, yeah.
And did you smell the smell? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I smelled that.
It was really bad.
Yeah,
it was, and we didn't really talk
really,
about it at the time because
really
it was
bad.
really loud. And Mike and I looked at each other and went, "Oh God!" And then we kind of looked at Lewis and went, "Oh."
Now, also, I think we're forgetting Reese Maston's girlfriend did do a bit of a boogie with us on that night.
It's true.
Was she in the vicinity?
Ashley, she was a very lovely girl. Great to meet you, Ashley. But did
Just
she get a
because
bit
you have a
windy on the
nice
dance floor?
personality doesn't mean you have good smelling farts. Everyone knows that. Rule number one of farts.
Can I please add that
Personality has nothing to do with flatulence.
it was a particularly stinky fart? Like, it wasn't a good fart. It was hot and dense.
Yes.
Now,
And-
I would also say that if it was me, you guys probably would have recognized the brand.
That's true.
I've never smelt one of your farts.
Nah, I will
I've done
say.
a couple in the studio.
I will say I know the Lewis brand, and it didn't seem like that. Now, before we start pointing fingers, I have
You
one.
just pointed a finger. That's how you
I
started
did. True.
it. And also Mike did it and so
I'll
did Todd.
rephrase that. Before we continue pointing fingers at
Thank
each
you.
other, I would like
Would
to.
you like to pull my finger? Oh, I'm funny.
I'm trying to have a mature chat about this, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to the bottom of a serious situation.
Sorry,
Lewis.
mate. I retract the finger pulling offer. You
Good.
may not pull it.
I was not
I'm
going
don't
to.
even need a fart.
Lewis.
But if I do, I'll offer.
Great.
Yep.
One other suspect on the night on
Yep.
the dance floor. We all noticed the guy in the white and blue checkered shirt going extremely hard throughout the entire set.
Oh, for
He was
sure.
singing every word. He was sweaty. He was
Mhm.
he was on the booze.
He didn't look like he had the best diet in the world.
No, he was a. Oh, what could you say?
He was gigantic.
Yeah, that's good. I was
You
going to
could
say big
that.
bone.
Enormous.
He was enormous.
Obese. There's many more synonyms. Would you like me to continue?
Yeah.
Huge.
Producer James is in here at the moment. He's not enjoying this, but
Gigantinormous.
that's only he's not enjoying it because he's a very petite boy.
Mm.
But yeah. Do we think that he was near us at the time? Are we pointing fingers at that guy, or do we still think it's an internal fart?
Can I add that?
What do
I
you
don't
think,
remember
Mike?
farting. on the night.
Luke and I, from memory, were the only two people of the four of us that acknowledged the fart. Both Lewis and Todd
That's
were
strange,
suspiciously
Todd.
quiet.
That you clocked it but didn't bring it up. You said just before that you remember the fart, but you didn't mention it.
Right, guys, I'm going to tell you something.
No!
Oh, I thought it was going to be a pretty small one.
It was not a live confession.
Look, I had this burger earlier on in the day.
Of course he had a burger.
Oh,
Of
that's
course.
classic.
Mystery solved.
I kept looking at Todd and he'd just be shrugging, being like, I don't know, man. I can't smell
And you
anything."
guys blame it on me.
Sorry.
Come on.
Sorry, man.
Tripod Todd. Of course it was the new guy.
All right.
Classic. He who
You-
smelt it did not dealt it. It was
Luke,
Tripod Todd.
I would like you to collate and collect that brand so that if it ever appears again,
Oh, mate.
you're the one to call it out.
It's
You'll be the
ingrained.
canary in the mine.
It's ingrained in me forever, that brand.
Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital emergency headphones update. They are currently working.
Great.
Yep.
I already knew that because I was here.
Yeah, that's true. Just for the listeners, in
I
case
don't
they're a
think
bit
they were
concerned.
thinking about it.
I
They were
think
still
so.
thinking about
I
Stinky
mean,
Todd.
Yeah, that's true. Bloody.
It's a
Todd,
new
can you step
nickname.
out for a second? I don't trust you, bum. Luke, as you know, last week I gave you an update on my driver's license.
Yes.
I attempted to book a driver's lesson.
Yep.
Yep. It was,
Well,
it
you
was a big moment.
didn't really. You said you called like 5 times, but you didn't call. One thing that got me was you just called the RACV driving instructors.
No, because I have vouchers for RICV
Oh, okay.
lessons, and I don't want to spend money. So I called 5 different instructors. None of them answered during work hours,
Are
which
there
I've
only 5
realized.
instructors?
Yeah, in my area, and I've realized, of course, they wouldn't answer because they're driving.
Yep. That'd be unsafe, and
Yeah,
therefore they'd
Just
be
bad
breaching
habits.
breaching
So-
conduct of a driving instructor.
Mate, I've got another update for you. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Because I don't know if you are, mate.
Don't
This
care.
is huge. You do care.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. For the sake of the show and
Yep.
keeping the ball rolling here in this segment, which really, let's be honest, is falling, caving by the minute.
Yeah.
Just the excitement in the room.
Can't you-
I'm
can't you
just
hear the
looking
drone?
around.
Can't you hear the drone? Don't
Yeah.
you feel suspense? I mean, my heartbeat's just going nuts right
Hey,
now.
Lewis.
And I already know what I'm about to tell you. So I don't know what you're feeling.
I can't wait.
Okay, well, Luke, I called an RACV instructor and I recorded it. And I want you to know that this is what happened.
It's Greg from the RACV driving school. I can't take your call right now, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Hey, Greg, could you give me a call back on this number? Because I would like to book a driving lesson. Thank you. Goodbye. I left a message on the RACV message bank
Which-
for him to call me back.
Which calls them. Well, you clearly did that in the studio. I saw you doing it before the show, which means you called them out of hours because you did it after 5 p.m. It's on a private
I
number.
did it at 4 p.m. Which is, where's mate? Come on. I did it at 4 p.m.
You did it on a private number, so how could they call you back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did it on
I did tell you that, Lewis, and also you didn't say your name either.
You didn't say any information. You didn't say
Oh.
hi, it's Lewis Spears, or you just said hi, give me a call back, or no, and you didn't leave a number. You didn't try.
Oh, yeah.
You got like a quarter of the way there, and
Mate, the
then
main
started
thing-
celebrating. You know when athletes do that, like
The main
they're
thing to remember
42 kilometers into the marathon and they're running down the home straight,
Yeah.
and they're high fiving people, and then you've just tripped and fallen,
Mhm.
but you haven't realized it.
Yeah, but mate, I think you can agree with me. I got a little bit closer than last time when I didn't leave a message. Now, next time, hey, I might leave my number or my name, one of the two.
Can we get Greg on the show
I'll try. Oh, you know what?
to give you a lesson?
Yep.
So I can stop hearing
I'll
about
give it
this.
a go.
And then for once, can the applause stop being directed at Lewis? Can we
Mm.
direct it at Greg?
Okay, we'll see what Greg says.
I mean, it's our second last show. Let's stop pretending you're not going to get onto Greg by tomorrow or Friday.
Well, we'll see if he gives me a call back, and then
On
we'll
what
see what
number?
happens.
To see if he vibes out your number from your voice.
Yeah, basically.
He goes, oh, I could just search his name. Oh, no, he didn't give you that either.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Well, I'll have another update next week.
Just call him again.
Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Gee, thanks for that, Mike. I noticed my headphones were off and you had to turn them on. What's with you recently making so many mistakes? It was
No.
really upsetting.
I was trying to stitch you up because I was like, I don't know who's turning the mics off.
Oh, really?
So I turned your
Oh,
headphones.
so you were
I turned your headphones off instead,
Hey,
so it
Luke.
looked like your mic was.
so you were trying to jeopardize the show. Was that what you're saying?
No.
For a personal in joke for
Yeah.
you.
No, I was doing a prank.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
That's what I'm doing for
Hey,
the last
Luke-
week. I'm just
Luke.
pranking everyone.
Luke, would you categorize a prank as like kind of in the joke family?
Let's ask Scott Tweedy from Prank Patrol. It's Scotty.
Let's Scott Tweedy, is
Huh?
what you said. Do you know what you mean? Let's tweet Scotty?
No, let's ask Scott Tweedy.
Right.
That's the guy from Prank Patrol. He knows
but
about
no,
pranks.
but you just said let's Scott Tweedy.
Oh well, let's Scott Tweedy anyway. I meant let's ask Scott Tweedy.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy who knows all about pranks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
right.
Hopefully he could give you some speaking
Mike, can you see
tips
what you've
too.
done?
I'm actually.
This is your
I'm
fault.
terribly sorry that I've. Just
Now we're talking
completely
about
derailed
Prank
this.
Patrol on our show, the ABC3 Kids show.
My
and I didn't
mic's
even
off.
say
You just
good.
turn your
Keep it
mic-
off.
Keep it off. Now,
We
Luke,
should get Scott Tweedy to paddle the show.
let's just Scott Tweedy.
Yeah, or maybe we could get the ninjas. I feel like, Lewis, you don't know enough about this show for me to keep referencing it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Do you not know Prank Patrol?
I know of the show, but you seem to know, like, you know it back to front. Like,
Yeah.
you've seen every episode.
I had a friend of mine,
favorite character.
Scott, obviously,
Yeah, okay.
and Ninja number 2.
Yeah.
But I actually had a friend who was on that show.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, whenever I watch those
like
kid
a-
shows when
like-
I was in primary school, I was like,
Yeah.
that's the dream, man.
to be on like ABC Kids, and
yeah.
I
Like,
remember,
you know, Go Stop, when they would have
Yeah.
schools, and I'm like, man, one day they're going to pick McKinnon. But
Yeah.
they're in Sydney. They never would have picked McKinnon. It was
Ah,
all a dream. Just hoping out, you know?
yeah. Go, stop dreaming, kids.
Now I'm really depressed, and this is Mike's fault.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about what we were going to talk about, or are we going to just continue reminiscing childhood dreams that were
Look-
shattered by Mike's bad prank at the start of the segment?
I think we're just going to go to a
I
song.
think the dream of doing good radio was shattered as
Guys,
well.
we're going to go to a song. We're going to play something modern and digital to lift our
Can we
spirits up,
say
and then we'll come
we-
back, hopefully with no pranks.
We do this too much.
Do what? Bad radio?
Yes.
And talk about Prank Patrol. It's like a running theme on our show.
Yeah.
You just bringing up Prank Patrol for no reason.
Do you reckon we could get... Okay, big call, and I know we make big calls on air. We've got 1 hour and 5 minutes of the show left. Do you reckon we can get Scott Tweedy on by the end of the show?
I'll look him up on
Everyone
Twitter during
tweet
the song.
him right now. Scott Tweedy, call in.
We're getting him on the show. I
Alright.
just confirmed it. Luca Lewis. It's Luca Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. And it's our last week of Triple M Modern Digital.
It's our third last show. It's a
Yeah.
third, not the third last Luke and Lewis show. It's the third last Modern Digital Luke and Lewis show.
Oh, yeah. From the very start, I've been making it sound like we're quitting.
No, we're not. We're just becoming more analog and
Mm.
more on the FM band
Which-
these days.
Which some would view as a promotion, but we view as a demotion.
Well, as people who value our Tesla listenership, then
which is ginormous.
yeah, then we're not going to be hitting that market anymore.
I know.
Who knows what we're going to do? You know, Teslas have normal radios in them.
Yeah, but they don't use them.
No, you're right. When they're that
People driving them are from the
forward
future.
thinking, yeah, it's pretty much like the whole family and the Jetsons.
It's
Those-
like using your cigarette lighter. Like, who actually uses that? It's in the car, but who uses it?
yeah. Smokers? I don't know. Do they? I don't know. Are they still in cars?
Yeah,
I don't think they're still
they're
encouraging
kind of
smoking.
phasing them out.
They're definitely not in new cars anymore because they're
No.
not making it easy for people to kill
no,
themselves.
not anymore.
Yeah.
And really, I think that's what they should start doing with FM radio. But
Yeah.
it's not in my control.
But we're moving to FM radio.
I don't know, and it sucks to be moved into something that will just be phased out. Thanks to what I just said on Triple M Modern Digital.
You've just ruined.
Honda's going to hear it, and
You've just
we'll lose
ruined
the
our
Honda
careers.
market. We'll lose the
Mate,
Ford
Honda's
market.
not listening right now. Only Tesla is. So, which means that I guess we need to kind of tie up a few loose ends. And one of the loose ends was, and the things that was, giving back to the people.
Yeah, we want to make these last 3 shows something special for you guys, for
Give-
everyone who's been with us for the whole journey
Yeah.
on Triple M Modern Digital. We really want to just, reminisce and celebrate the greatness. Well, what was?
Well, what still is for 3 more shows. Again, we're not quitting.
Guys, rest in peace.
What we're trying to do is,
Yeah.
we're trying to bring back. Well, we've had a few requests. We're trying to
Yeah, when people found out that the Modern Digital show was ending, they started emailing us, "Oh, you need to bring back this segment. I want to hear this. We're going to
Yeah.
hear that."
In
All the
particular,
fan favorites are returning.
Olive hit us up on our lukeandlewis5@gmail.com. She said, "Hey boys, are you modern and as your modern and digital days come to a close, I was wondering if there was a chance of bringing back some of the following very modern and very digital segments." And then she's listed a few of her favorites. Some include, you might remember, Emily of Wisdom.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Emily, my girlfriend, has not come out with many pearls of wisdom of late. That's a credit to her.
Yeah.
Good on her.
Yeah.
I think since that segment, she's thinks a bit more.
Sensible
Yeah, she
bit.
does censors herself at me,
Yeah.
which is disappointing for our relationship because we don't get such gold as. I think the last one we had on, she was feeling bad for a cookie, because
it was alone in the jar.
it was
I
alone
remember
in the
that.
jar. Yeah.
So wise.
Rest in peace, Emily's pearls of wisdom. I'm afraid, Olive, that segment may go to die.
Yeah.
With our
It might not make it on FM.
yes. But things Lewis hates was one she wanted to bring us back.
Yeah. I mean, that one, I do hate a lot of things for
I think
good
we only did that
reasons.
once. I don't think that was a regular segment. I think one day I brought in a list of things that your girlfriend had given me,
Yeah.
things you hate, and said, "Why do you hate this?"
I think that maybe that's why she wants to bring it back, because it was a long list from memory. We only
Yeah.
made it through a couple.
Right. Well, maybe we could bring that back tomorrow. The other one, I don't remember Food for Thought. I don't remember that.
No.
Gizmo Whiz. I think we
Oh.
do that today.
Okay.
Gizmo Whiz is the one we need to bring back.
So you're saying that you would like one of these? Come on, mate.
Technology, innovation, expert knowledge. Didn't have many friends in high school. A man who knows what he's talking about. This is the Gizmo Whiz. Can I say I know why we stopped this segment?
I was just keeping Mike on his toes.
Yeah.
Normally I make eye contact with him so he knows I'm about to throw to it. But today I gave one from the opposite side of the room.
Yeah.
I threw it to him
Yeah.
without looking, just testing if you were paying attention,
And
Mike.
you weren't.
And you failed. And I'm gonna do that throughout the show, mate.
You've never done it like that.
I
wasn't
know.
expecting
We
you.
usually point at Mike whenever we want him to play a sound effect.
Yeah.
But Lewis just kind of
I gave him an over
threw like
the
an
top.
overhead baseball pitch at him, gesturing him to play the Gizmo Whiz opener.
You got to test your button pusher, and you
And-
failed this one, mate. So stay on
You
your
know
toes.
who's not a Gizmo Whiz? Mike can't even push a button.
I know. Do we even have time to do the rest of the segment?
Did we even want to do it? Do you have a Gizmo Whiz?
I bought a fancy alarm clock recently. Do you want to hear about it?
Not really.
Oh, let's go to the song. It's Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis on Triple A Modern Digital.
We have just tried in the last break to do one of our old segments, the Gizmo Whiz.
Do you mean
and-
this?
Yeah. No, we're not doing it again. I just think
I was just testing
Look,
if he was ready, and
know
I
what?
failed again.
we'll try it again tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe bring in something better than your alarm clock. Because it's supposed to be technology use.
Well, tomorrow I will have used the alarm clock for the first time, so I'll bring it in if it's. I'm bringing it in. We're talking about it tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Stay tuned, guys.
So we'll move on. We need to discuss a couple more things for our last show on Friday. We still have some
Yes.
business to attend to before our last Modern Digital show. One of the things we're doing in the last show is having 2 VIPs, listeners of the show, someone who's modern, someone who's digital, sitting in the back having a beer with our Modern Digital mate Simo and Reese. There's going to be 4 chairs behind us here in the studio.
Yes.
A big lineup, 2 VIPs. Obviously, everyone knows Simo from his only segment, Simo's Weekly Wrap.
Yes.
So if you don't listen on Fridays, actually, you'd have no idea. who
Have
he
you
is.
noticed how hard Simo started plugging our show now that he feels
He
like he's
plugs
a
it
regular?
on his own Instagram.
Yeah, his personal Instagram. He has the link to our show in his bio.
My brother drove up to the beach with him the other day.
Mm.
He was playing some of the show to Jack in the car. Jack's like, I don't care.
I want to talk to Jack about this.
Yeah, maybe we need to get Jack on the last show as well.
Now, what we need to decide, Luke, is I chose the modern person,
Yep.
and you're choosing the digital person.
We
We
still-
got lots of applications to our email account, lukeandlewis5@gmail.com.
Yep.
It's time to choose the digital person.
We still haven't chosen our second person, our second VIP. I've had a look over the last few days, scrolling through. We got a lot of emails in, a lot of videos.
Well, emails is a very digital way to apply.
Yes, and one email that really stood out and impressed me was he didn't go by he went by the name Ideas Man 14. And immediately I
Which
went,
I like because it's
That's what we
similar to
need.
our email account where it should have been Luke and Lewis, but there are
5.
4 of them.
yeah.
So this guy's the 14th ideas man.
Yeah, it's like the first 13 were taken, but he went, I like
I've
this
still got
enough.
ideas.
Yes. So, and also, I think ideas is what we need.
Yes.
I think so. Immediately, he piqued my interest, and one thing that I quite enjoyed, Lewis, you haven't actually seen the video of his yet.
Oh, did he send a video?
Yes. One thing that I quite enjoyed about it was his artistic choice to decide to not edit the video at all. So
So what do you mean not edit?
the way he started the video, he tried to recreate the classic movie scene where perhaps the main character or even the antagonist of the film is sitting in a chair as someone enters the room. They spin around, facing them, often with a rabbit, patting a rabbit, and go,
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for you. Or, oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, like
you know that
James Bond, Austin
classic
Powers.
move. It's kind of like The Voice. They're turned away
Yeah.
and then, boom, turn around and the character is revealed.
So is that how the video starts?
So that's the thing. The video should start there. I've
Right.
got the bit of audio and I've put a ding into where most people would have decided to start the video,
right.
but not Ideas Man 14. He's an Ideas Man.
Yeah.
It starts from just him turning on the camera, him walking over to the chair, sitting on the chair, rustles around a bit, and then proceeds to turn. You'll hear the ding where it should have started,
Yeah.
but this is what he sent in.
How digital. Is that him walking? Sitting?
Oh, hey there.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Did he
I
say, hey there? He goes, hey there, I'm Ideas Man 14, or something like that. That's
yeah.
what he says.
I think if you were truly a digital person, you probably would know how to edit a video. Are you sure we've got the right person?
Yes. The next thing he said sold it for me.
I'm on the fence.
Look,
better
I'm
be
not
good.
going to reveal. Just play the clip, Mike.
I don't think there is anybody more digital than me. The Triple M Modern Digital parody account on Twitter.
Ooh, that's
He runs. Ideas Man 14 is the brains behind the Triple M Modern Digital fake account.
right. Look, mate.
That's
that,
pretty digital.
It would have been pretty digital a couple months ago, but right now that account, correct me if I'm wrong, is transitioning to the Fox.
That's right.
account.
So it's come in the last show. Here's what I thought. Ideas Man 14 could
Mm-hmm.
come in to the studio live, and because there's obviously a lot of people who applied, a lot of people who can't be in Melbourne,
They'll want to be there.
they want to be there, he can take them there. He can live tweet the show. He can take them
Yeah.
there via Twitter. All
That's
you've got to
true.
do is go follow the fake Triple M Modern Digital parody account, and you get pretty much a VIP experience because Ideas Man 14 will be in studio as the show's going out live.
Right. So do you want to call this guy?
Are
or
you
does he know?
100% sold? I want you to be sold on it. I don't want to go through with it if you're not.
I'm not sold.
There is one more
I'm
thing.
not sold. Okay.
I've got one more thing to persuade
It better
you.
be amazing because at this point I don't really.
He had one final message in his video. Mike, this was it.
And block Radio Mike on Instagram at radio.mike.
That's the guy.
Yeah, I
Let's
thought
give
you'd
him a
be
call.
sold.
That's him.
All right, we've got his number. I don't think he knows we're calling, but
Well, we'll just give him a ring. While
Only
it's
refer to
ringing,
him as
just block
Ideas
him,
Man.
guys. Block Radio Mike on Instagram while we wait.
My name is Jeff.
he did know.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Is this Ideas Man 14?
Correct.
Oh, I thought we'd call Jeff for a second.
Yeah,
but
I
clearly
got a
we've
bit
got the
confused.
ideas,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
digital
yeah,
meme though that you answered with.
Mike, hit the drone for suspense. Ideas Man 14.
Yes.
Would you be interested in being the second digital VIP on our last Modern Digital show?
Mate, I would be honoured.
Let's
Welcome.
do it. He's done.
Welcome.
We'd
You're the
love to have
digital
you
man.
there. We would love to have you there on one condition.
Yes.
Would you be able to live tweet the last show from the studio on the Triple M Modern Digital parody account?
Mate, absolutely.
Well, you're probably going to do it anyway, but yeah, it'd be
exactly.
great to have you in studio.
And also, upon completion of our final show, I would like the transition to complete. Can you do this?
I can.
Great.
Brilliant.
This is the man we wanted. Ideas Man 14. You know what? Don't tell us your actual name.
We don't want
Nah,
to know your real
my
name.
name's Jeff.
Yep. Great.
Thanks, mate. It was funny the first time. Second time, look, I'm going to give that a 6.
We can't wait to have you in as a VIP. Yeah, are you excited to have a beer with Simo and Reese?
Oh, mate, I'm so excited to have a beer with Simo.
Brilliant, mate. Well, you're our
And,
guy.
meet
That
Reece.
was really
Reece,
the only
meet Reece.
requirement, I'll be honest. So yeah, you're in with flying colours. Sorry, did we cut you off? Were you going to say something else? Or
No.
great.
Great. Well, I look forward to the time you decide to say something. We'll talk to you on Friday, mate. See you then.
Talk to you on Friday. See you, mate.
6 p.m. Be there. We'll send you the
Absolutely.
address and stuff.
Thanks, dude.
All right, cool, man.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Lewis, I don't think I've ever told you about this. You don't know about this, and I guess it's the reason why I wanted to start radio. I've
Right.
never told you.
Really?
It all occurred, it was 3 years ago.
Right. Fairly recent.
I used to do community radio.
So you were doing community radio before you wanted to do radio. I'm detecting a couple of flaws in this story already.
No. Like I went into community radio with this
Oh,
this
to
being
do
the
this.
reason to do a
Okay.
certain thing, to
I
achieve a
retract.
certain goal of
I
mine.
retract my statement
Yes.
about flaws in the story.
Thank
so
you.
far, story, flawless.
Thank you, and I'll keep it going
Yeah.
with if you interrupt me a bit less.
Okay.
Lewis,
Yes.
3 years ago, I had a vision and a plan, and I knew I wanted to get into radio to achieve one goal.
Right.
And we've done a lot of great stuff on our show.
Are you saying that we haven't achieved much?
No, I'm saying we achieved a lot of things, just not the biggest goal of mine in my radio career. I've
Okay.
walked to work. That was quite good. 6 hours. That was good content.
Mhm. It's around the corner. Wasn't that hard?
We tried to eat 40 boxes of Savoys in a day. We can go through all the big things we've done.
Yeah.
But I will say there's one radio feat that we're yet to accomplish, and
Right.
it started out as an individual goal for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to make it a team goal for the show now, and I hope you'll agree. And
Okay.
I've put together a little package of I guess what the goal is, but I'll give you some context first.
Yep.
When I did community radio, it was at a really small one, like a youth kind of radio
Mm-hmm.
station. I did a breakfast show at the time,
Yep.
and it's a 3-hour show. So there's 3 people on the show. Everyone kind of got to be in charge of 1 hour of content each.
Right.
And my hour that I chose to do
Yeah.
was the Shrek hour. They're like, maybe theme your hour about something. So I was like, great, I love Shrek.
Stop you there, mate.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear whatever you put together.
Oh,
I love it.
I
I'm
spent a
sold.
lot-
The
I-
Shrek, an hour of what? Shrek related.
songs, content, waffle chat, boulder chat. We'll see where it goes.
Onion chat?
Onion chat.
Oh, I
Chat
like it.
about layers, stuff, dragons, anything fairy tale related.
This whole hour has many layers to it already. And we haven't even
Exactly.
started doing
It's
it.
some would argue, me being the sum, it's the pinnacle of radio content. And the reason why I guess radio stations don't like it. Now here's the thing: the the package I've put together
Yep.
kind of goes into it. But at the time, Lewis, I didn't get all the way through the Shrek hour. I was
What do you
stopped by
mean?
the man. The community radio station I was on literally pulled the plug
This
on the
sounds
Shrek
familiar.
hour, 3/4 of the way in, and this was the first time out of many now since that the man is trying to shut down great content on
I
our
know.
show.
This always
This
happens
was
with us.
was not even on our show. I was just doing this for fun back in my day, and
Hey guys, don't read poems about the station that you're on.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you can't celebrate that you're moving
Yeah.
off the station.
and this is commercial radio, and you
Mm.
kind of expect those rules on commercial radio, but
yeah.
I was in the lawless world of community radio, which
Yeah.
is give it a go, anything is possible. We were playing our own songs. I played 45 minutes of, All Star, Live in the Villa Loca, the Puss in Boots and Donkey version.
That sounds
you
like
know,
the best radio
It's-
ever.
It's the best radio, and it's what people want to hear, mate. We got so many messages down the text line. But at this stage, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting you to be so on board with this idea. But I've spent a lot of time on the package I've put together to convince you. So can
Well,
we hear
maybe
it out
maybe
anyway?
we'll just everyone listening, picture yourselves in the minds of the bosses who would almost
Yeah.
definitely hate this idea.
So you know what? If our boss is listening, which he could be, hear this. Since the dawn of time, radio stations have played it safe, playing top 40 hits, reporting the news, and not talking about Shrek. Just like Onions, good radio content has layers. Shrek, and more Shrek. Radio bosses, aka the Lord Farquaads of the world, cower at the thought of somebody making the best radio of all time, so they shun away those who dare to dream. But in early 2015, one boy did dare to dream. That boy was Luke Kidgel, which is me, the guy doing his own voiceover in the third person. Armed only with a burnt copy of the 2001 DreamWorks Shrek soundtrack and a passion for revolutionary content, Luke went into a community radio station and changed the game forever. His plan, 1 hour of Shrek content. The people rejoiced and showed their love in numbers. Tens and tens of people texted into the text line, which if you've ever worked in community radio is heaps. But 45 minutes into this Shrektacular hour of content, Luke's producer at the time decided to evacuate the swamp and go back to normal programming.
What are you doing in my swamp?
The Brogers mourned, just like when Shrek got mad at Donkey that time, it was really sad, and then he tried to make a fence. He was like, my swamp. He's like, anyway, that was super sad. And the people thought it would never happen again. But 3 years later, in 2018, we can set the Shrekords straight. I present to you 3 choices. Option 1, we can succumb to the Lord Farquaads of the world and do boring Shrekless radio. Option 2, we could do the Emoji Movie Hour. Or option 3, Luke and Lewis can make radio history.
3, pick up a dream, my lord.
2 boys, 1 hour, 1 ogre. The Shrek Hour on Luke and Lewis. Boys, we've got 2 shows left. Tomorrow, do we want to reopen the swamp?
Sorry, mate.
Are we doing the Shrek Hour?
I'm just losing my mind because I just realised that was about... How long did that go for,
About
Mike?
2 minutes.
That was 2 minutes of Shrek, and I just pictured, imagine this, but for 58 more minutes. We got to do it.
We gotta do it.
We have to do
tomorrow.
it.
I guess we're doing it. The Shrek Hour. Tune in live.
Yeah, we're going to only play Shrek music.
Yep.
We've haven't run that by the bosses. A lot of people don't know this. We have zero control over the music. People message us, oh, can you play this song? We can't. That's
No.
not our job.
The
And
music's already logged in like weeks in advance. I guess I didn't ask anyone. We'll just get rid of it.
I
yeah?
think Radio Mike has the power to override.
Can't we just fade down the modern digital tunes and then fade up Shrek tunes?
Okay, worst case scenario, we fade it down. I'll bring on the Shrek album on Apple Music and put it onto the microphone
Yep.
and just play that. And you know what? That's pretty modern digital, isn't it?
Tomorrow, guys, we're going to make radio history. I'm so excited. This has been my dream since 3 years ago.
This has been my dream since 3 minutes ago. Are we going to do it
Thanks
tomorrow?
for supporting my dream.
Mate, I'd support you through hell.
You
for
are
the Shrek
like,
hour.
you're...
I'd go through the dirtiest of swamps.
Yeah. Okay.
More
I was
Shrek
meant to have a
content.
nice moment in there saying,
Yeah.
like we're like Shrek and Donkey, just 2 best friends changing the world, and then you made a dirty swamp joke, and
Mate.
you ruined the moment.
Mate, if you can't get behind a dirty swamp, I don't think you're ready for the Shrek hour.
I'm not. I was going to make a dirty waffle joke, but I'll move on.
Luke and Lewis. It's Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Mike gave us about 2 seconds before we went live then.
That's what got me. He goes, 3 seconds. And then I think about 10 seconds later, we went live.
Thanks, Mike.
That's the worst judge of time ever. I was like, we're going back on now. I
Mate.
almost went to talk, and then
Ever
it was
since-
still the song.
Ever since the show me and Mike did, he's been like this, just making mistakes,
happened,
not giving
man?
us time. What's going on?
What happened just then? Or
No,
No,
what's
what's
happening in
happened
your life?
to you? Like you rarely made mistakes in the last week. It's just been
Luke, I think we need to have a chat. Is Mike coming with us? Or is he staying here?
you staying modern and digital.
Mate,
Well,
I've had other job offers. Don't you worry.
yeah?
I might come back. I'm thinking about it. I might-
Okay.
No, I'll come.
Well,
If
think-
you'll have me, I'll definitely come. That'd be awesome.
Hey, mate,
Well-
we're thinking about it.
speaking of Mike, we got an email in, and
God.
people you can contact the show at
Why,
any
why
time.
don't you sound excited when we start
Mate,
talking
people
about
give
you?
great correspondence in the show. Have you ever thought that the email might say, "Hey, Mike, been doing a great job"? There's no way it said that.
Yeah, we'd never get one of them.
But well, if you did a great job, we might.
Yeah.
But lukeandlewis5@gmail.com. You can contact the show anytime. People often just go, "Hey, I have a query. I want to," and this one really caught my eye. It was sent in by another Michael. And
Parente or
no,
no?
no, Farquhar.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like Farquad.
yeah.
hey, save it for
Hey.
the Shrek hour.
We're doing that tomorrow, man. So he kind of said, "Hey boys, big fan of the show," and asked a couple of questions, and then said, just thought a heads up. Last year, I regrettably started following him on Instagram, and he's talking about
Mate.
you, Mike. And I almost stopped reading. I went, okay, well,
Disappointed,
this guy
Michael.
doesn't
Not happy
deserve
with
my
that.
attention.
Everyone, block Radio Mike on Instagram.
He said, and for some reason, instead of simply following me back or just leaving it, the hammerhead liked a photo of mine from a couple of years ago, as if I would mistake it for him following me back. Could the boys kindly get him to explain himself? Did
Mate.
you stalk one of our listeners?
I think I went to this guy's profile just
Scrolled
to,
back a couple
just to
years.
see who he was.
Couple
and
of
I'm-
years.
No, because this was sort of
How often does he upload?
Years.
Years.
without sounding like boastful. This was
Are you
before,
Doctor Who?
No, mate, you are not sounding boastful
This
right
was
now.
before the time that like people were following me or blocking me and stuff. So
Are
this
people
was,
following you?
this was one of the first.
Who's
times-
following you?
Do I
Not
explain?
Yeah,
real
yeah,
fan.
go. Sorry, explain.
So I was like,
Are
who is
people
this? I was like, do I know this guy or not? So I went on his profile and I scrolled back,
Ah.
and I think the photo I liked
And it took
was
you
a
2 years to work out if you knew him.
Yeah.
2 years of photos
it
to be
was a
like, I don't
photo-
know.
It was a photo with Lewis.
Well, let me check
that I liked.
2015.
Sometimes if you do start, you scroll like down 1 week, and then you go, "Oh, I want to see how this pans out," and then you just keep
You
going.
just wanna see how
and
they
you get lost
evolve.
in the story.
Yeah, okay.
because
Well,
that's what
I'll-
Instagram is. It's a digital photo album. It's a digital story.
Right, well,
So, guys, this is what happens when you follow Mike. He scrolls and stalks you. This is what I've been telling you. You got to block him, otherwise he's gonna, he's worse than Google. He's just finding out everything he can about you.
yeah. And then we released the data on the show. Mike, I guess thanks for explaining. Wasn't as good as I'd hoped, but hey, that's another loose end all tied up before the end of the week.
Thanks
so,
for writing in, Michael.
hey,
Hey, man, that's you know what, Luke. That's fine because when it comes to Mike, a lot of the time, it's not as good as you thought.
and that's the end of the show.
Oh, is it?
Well, I would be if Mike hit the button.
Oh,
but-
come on, mate.
Are we
Where's
still-
Fist
you
Bump
didn't do it.
Fridays?
Are we doing this?
Oh, that's
still,
right,
or are we
guys.
doing-
Ah.
We
it's
didn't
not
talk
fist-
about it.
We forgot to talk about it, but it's not Fist Bump
What
Fridays.
stage
Don't
are we up
worry.
to?
We're up to bargaining. Okay.
What even is that?
The bargaining stage of grieving or mourning. I can't remember because we haven't talked about this.
It's bargaining.
It's bargaining.
Can
But
I
do
say
know
that-
that it's bargaining?
Can we turn off the music for a sec before we
No,
grieve?
we can't. I will give you $5 to turn the music back up. Luke, counter offer.
I'll double it.
To turn it down or up?
Look, I'm not going to give you any money. I'd just like to speak without sad music on.
Well, you're going to have to bargain with me to do that. I've offered $5 to turn the music on. You have no counter offer, so the music stays on.
No.
What will you give Mike?
Just
Turn
end,
it off.
Just end the show.
Do you accept
What
my
I was
offer?
going to say is I don't think we should keep grieving because I feel like it's the last week now. We should be getting into a party mood
Well,
for the
the
last show.
Friday, the last stage is acceptance. Actually, that's tomorrow
Yeah.
because
I
we
feel like-
started earlier than we thought. So tomorrow, really, the grieving stops when we get over it. But for now,
Oh.
Mike, I will give you $5 to turn the music up a little bit louder.
Aren't we supposed to be bargaining with the fact that we're sad? You don't even know what we're bargaining about. This is what happened the other
this
day.
segment
where
would have
you-
made more sense if we looked it up beforehand and knew what we were doing.
This
But
is what you
now
did the other day
I'm
as well.
sticking with this very funny joke of Mike.
Right,
I'll
well,
give you $5
here's
to
my
keep it on.
counter offer. If you stick with doing this content, it's almost 8 o'clock. I've already filled up my timesheet today. I'm happy to get off.
Right.
I can duck out.
Okay. Well,
That's my final offer.
I accept. See you later, mate.
Bye.
Luke's walking out. Jeez.
funny anymore.
Yes, it is. Hey, Mike. What a bargain. That was Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. We'll see you tomorrow.